Rightfully so, though.
Dude, I fucking walked out of the door at 6 o'clock the other morning, and it was so cold that I almost fucking bought a ticket to Los Angeles and never came back.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but then you got to deal with the smog. Then you'll just get
I'd rather
lung disease.
I would fucking rather have gross air than cold, because at least I can die peacefully in the beach over 10 years.
Yeah, well, one goes away, one stays.
The beach?
No, well, the beach is technically going away too.
Kind of.
If you want to get into climate stuff.
Kind of, or the beach is just getting closer to us.
Well, no, but
Dude,
if the
thank God.
ocean levels are rising.
Yeah, that means our backyard's going to be a beach soon.
Oh, hell yeah. Life's a beach, brother.
You're going to have beachfront property in 20 years.
all of those mugs, that phrase is going to be gone in 20 years.
Dude, my favorite thing is when Ben Shapiro was like, if the water levels are rising, then why don't people just sell their houses and move? And people were like, who are they going to sell it to if the houses are underwater, Benny boy?
Yeah, but it's also just a really stupid argument to make, like, if you don't like it, then move. It's not ever that easy.
Yeah, because that's going to solve the problem.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, great. Like, then where are we going to move to? I mean, or like, are you gonna help me move? But like, it's never that easy.
Well, there are like islands in like Malaysia that like they're just straight up telling people, they're like, yeah, like you're fucked. Your islands are like gonna be underwater. And
I mean, even much
Sorry,
more
Queens.
Western than that. Venice is experiencing like historic level of flooding.
But like that shit's. But they, what do you expect though? Like that's the thing I don't get about that is that you build your city in the water, like.
Well, I mean,
they've been building like like there's like, do you know how many like levels there are of like underwater Venice that are like they build up like every like
oh, that's
couple,
true.
like,
Yeah.
like there's like stores that are underwater because they'll just build on top of their existing structures.
And I learned that from Assassin's Creed 2.
What is that there?
Well, they got canals running underwater in the video game where you could go and try and steal the apple of Eden.
Well, they are pretty historically accurate.
Boom. Clearly, you didn't play this game, Matt.
Well,
How dare
that just
you?
furthers my theory that why bother going to school when you can just play historically accurate video games?
You just play
Dude,
Assassin's Creed.
remember the History Channel Civil War game for Xbox 360?
Oh my god, it was awful.
Nah, that shit was lit.
That, or do you remember the game where I think it was called Darkest Days, but you were a time traveler?
Oh hell yeah!
And
yeah!
Well, the whole thing was that somebody else was going through time, messing up all the timelines. So like there was like one level where I think it was like a battle in the Civil War, right?
Yeah, and you go in with an M16.
Yeah, because they someone like rearmed like the other side or did something that helped like the South, and the Union had to win. So he's like, all right, go in with this M16. So you're literally in like a battlefield gunning down Civil War people with an M16.
I say, what is that on the ridge?
Well, and it's so funny because you're the only. Everyone else has got muskets, and you're just. And like, yeah, like it's not like, and it's not like they like made them harder. Like, dude, they just like the level was over in like 5 minutes after that.
Time tripping through history with OP weapons.
Hey, Cletus, this guy's got an M16 and also talking about some optional bird app.
What's an app?
What's
an app?
Like an appetizer? Because I ain't hungry.
Like an apple. We're not in season.
What the fuck is calamari?
M16.
A woman from California? That's weird.
What the fuck is California? California.
That's true, too.
The fuck is California, dude? Yeah, video games are fucking lit.
Yeah, but I mean, back to our whole weather thing, I think they, besides Assassin's Creed being somewhat accurate, the world is experiencing some pretty crazy weather patterns recently.
I would say so.
Right? Like, we have more
hurricanes, more droughts. Wildfires are coming in hot.
So that's the problem. I can't figure out the chicken and the egg on all these weather things because, yes, it feels like more natural disasters are happening these days, but we're also much more connected to the rest of the world than we've ever been before. So maybe these things were always happening and you just didn't have people recording videos.
Yeah,
of them
that's what
happening.
happened with pedophiles.
That too.
Let
I
me
mean, we've always had a lot of pedophiles.
Pedophiles and the weather, same thing.
Oh, shit. So
What the
is
fuck,
global
Cletus?
warming a scam?
Cletus, why the fuck is the weather trying to diddle my fucking meat, Cletus?
Just stay away from my sun, Sleet. That's all I'm saying.
We got to do a sting operation on global warming. Pose as a country that's ripe in the middle of the ocean.
Drop it, weather maps. What's on the flash drive?
It's a picture of the Cayman Islands. Arrest them.
Explain this thermometer. What is this picture with you and Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Throwback
Episode. All right, with that shit out of the way, welcome to today's episode of The Rabbit Hole, everybody. My name is Tim, joined as always by John.
What up?
And as always, to my right, we got Matt.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about one of the most, let's say, talked about conspiracies when it comes to the weather. Today we're going to be talking about chemtrails and the HAARP facility.
It's funny to think that this was the most talked about conspiracy theory when it came to weather for a long time, and now probably the most talked about conspiracy theory when it comes to weather is global warming as a Chinese hoax. So it's funny where we're in a new era of, oh, like you guys, you're on that old school theory. We're on new shit now.
Yeah, you still think America's part of it? No, China's the one.
China's making it shitty.
But as someone, I feel like I feel like I've seen a good amount of what would be called chemtrails. So definitely hoping that this one doesn't pan out, because if not, I am already too far gone, because I've seen tons of chemtrails.
The real chemtrails are Matt's nasty as farts. Ayo.
Oh
Yeah. They're second to the chemtrails. I'm still trying to get the government on the gravy train, on trying to get them on board. Trying to win that government contract for mustard gas.
Trying to get them to butter your bread when it comes to...
It helps, actually, with the production.
The theory that airplanes were spraying chemicals in the air was popularized in 1996 after the United States Air Force released a paper called Weather as a Force Multiplier, Owning the Air in 2025. The original intent of the paper was to outline and speculate about the future and theorize a plan for weather modification so that the U.S. could maintain power using the weather, and featured plans for, quote, fictional representations of future situations/scenarios. And after the paper was released, conspiracy theories began to run wild.
Yeah, because you put the word fictional in there, you idiots.
And also owning the weather.
Yeah, and you did not use very scientific terminology when it came to describing what you were trying to achieve here.
The people who put together like the title of that paper, they had to have been completely clueless as to. They're like, oh yeah, like this wording, don't worry about it. Like no one's gonna blink an eye. Like
nobody's gonna look into it any further.
Yeah,
They're gonna take it at face value.
Why do you say so? Because it's fictional. It's not real.
It's not real. Have you read a book and believed it?
You think there's some fucking treasure island, you dumbass?
You dunce.
You
little
fucking
did
dunce.
they know. But yeah, I mean, who's not gonna? Like this must have, like, it was put out, and there must have immediately someone been like, yeah, I don't buy that.
You use the word fictional and that they're owning the weather.
And who wouldn't want this? Like, when you think of it too, who wouldn't want this to be an actual conspiracy theory? Because, like I said, everybody hates the weather, right? I mean, maybe some of it's to blame on weathermen or weather people because they're all so like they're wrong all the time.
They're trying to predict something that very much so is very difficult to predict.
No, what are you talking about? Science, dude. They've been doing it for forever.
No,
Yeah.
no, Tim's right.
Dude.
It's more like you're trying to put blame on something that there literally is nothing to put blame on. So when these awful things happen, when hurricanes, earthquakes happen, and a lot of people die, people sit there and
Okay,
they're like,
well,
it
yeah.
has to be like that's just so senseless. What it is it's like if people think either that God is this magnanimous person
Well, I didn't
that
mean,
won't
like-
kill people.
All
Yeah,
all I know is that every time I turn on the news, the same champion guy's telling me to put on a fucking coat. I think he's trying to work for Macy's.
Just because it's not one of them Patagonia coats means that I'm gonna get wetter and sicker.
I'm gonna get wetter than my wife's pussy on a Friday night. Oh hell yeah, brother!
Well, that's what.
Don't give them a high five.
Yeah, that's what they're. Yeah, no, not at all.
That was misogynistic.
Hell yeah, it was, but it wasn't me. It was Cletus.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, these people, like, okay, hey, like, your crops don't do good for a season. Why wouldn't you want to? I mean, like, you got someone to blame it on. Like, I mean, like, because people aren't going to blame it on God. So
God does work in mysterious ways,
but not in terms of the weather. He's exempt from the weather.
Dude,
but clearly not as mysterious as the government.
dude. Hell yeah.
Well, God put out his fictional control, his control of fictional, and that's what the Bible is.
I was gonna say, you got these guys sitting there. They're like, I don't see the government's Bible anywhere.
Well, but that's the thing. Yeah. So what's the worst version of this? This weather control thing, this weather control paper, that's just the Bible version of like the book of Revelation.
I was just saying, this is like Old Testament, like Leviticus.
So today on the book of Revelations forecast, we have raining skulls and skin melting from people's faces.
Acid rain.
Don't you love God?
Coming your way.
All right, at 9 o'clock, we got our annual repentance, and then at 10 o'clock, we're going to ask for forgiveness again, but only this time, we're going to be absolutely railed by some dildos while maggots infest our eyes, while the only thing we'll be able to listen to is Old Town Road, but the Billy Ray Cyrus version.
That sounds like a personal hell.
Yeah. Tim knows what his hell looks like.
Yeah. Lil Nas X on repeat.
Dude, no. If close friends will say that my personal hell is being in a McDonald's where the only food available is a salad and the only drink is water.
And Lil Nas X
And Lil
Old
Nas
Town Road,
and Lil Nas X.
Billy Ray Cyrus remix is playing on repeat on the PA system.
Dude, I accidentally forgot to drink water for 4 days.
That's intentional.
Yeah,
That's
what is
not
that?
accident.
Yeah. Are
That's
you
not
trying
accident.
to put yourself in your hell?
Honestly, each day is its own personal hell. You got to keep it fresh. You got
You're not drinking enough water.
Yeah, you're gonna get Tim's hallucinating.
Yeah, you're dehydrated.
Dude, I woke up yesterday with a headache and was like, man, I have a headache, but I didn't go out drinking last night. Is it because I haven't had water since Thursday?
Yes, that's why.
That's 1,000% why.
But then I took an ibuprofen with some iced tea, so
Which is
There you go.
which is remarkable because you're even like you can get water from foods and stuff too. I mean, like if you have like vegetables or
correct.
or other
A cucumber
foods.
is mostly water.
And you
And he had 0 cucumbers.
definitely try to up your cucumber intake.
All right, we can't make this a podcast about shaming Tim's health. So
Oh, don't worry.
I think we have an
Everybody
idea
does that
there.
already.
I think we have an idea there.
yeah, come on our show and shame Tim about his awful habits.
wait, yeah, that's it. Each episode is just Tim.
Iced
describing-
tea? Are you kidding? That will dehydrate you further.
Yeah, we're gonna have someone from the subreddit
Hydro homies.
Hydro Homies.
On today's episode, we're going to ask Tim why he thought it was a good idea to drink a full Mountain Dew Baja Blast while washing it down with a melatonin pill.
Ugh.
Let's see how that reacts to his body. In 1999, an environmental journalist by the name of William Thomas wrote an article about how the Air Force was using toxic clouds, called chemtrails, as a way to manipulate the weather. In addition to using the weather as a force multiplier paper as the basis for his article, he also turned to a patent that was filed in 1991 for something called the stratospheric Welsbach seeding for reduction of global warming.
You never trust anybody with 2 first names. Rule of thumb.
And also that machine just sounds very evil just from its from its name. I have 0 clue what it actually does.
Imagine he has a very normal middle name or 2 middle names. It's like, no, motherfucker, you got no middle names.
Middle names, 2 first names.
Fuck off.
Well, that'd be even weird if he had a last name as a middle name.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That'd
saying.
be
That'd be
even more
funny.
William
trustworthy.
Johnson Thomas.
Yeah, no, that's even kind of. It's like William Spagnoli Thomas. Spagnoli's a family name.
Was the nurse drunk when she wrote your birth certificate?
Is your name Peter Piper?
Ah, fuck it. I'll just give you the middle name Mother Goose.
Fuck it. Your name's Baby 93 now.
Well, that's that's like
Trailer Park
no,
Boys.
so like when a baby's born, initially they'll be called like
That one or a mistake.
it'd be called like baby boy, and then like the last name until you give them a name, like that's like their unofficial name. But it's a and this I think I saw this on a blog, but in like super Jewish Orthodox culture, it's like tradition to give it like 5 days until you name the baby boy. So like a lot of them have like this like will have this name for a while, and just this somebody picked up on this one where this one couple's last name was like Fuchs, but it looked like Fucks, so it was like baby boy Fucks.
Hey.
I think I saw that when that was posted.
Dude, I heard baby boy Fox immediately got pooned from his nurse. Kid absolutely rips.
Dude,
Came out railing.
So that is the complete opposite. So like you have kids who are dealt with a bad hand right when they're born. That kid is dealt with like a royal flush.
A legendary hand. He's savage out the gate. But anyway, we digress from interesting names.
The idea behind the patent was to seed the upper layer of the Earth's atmosphere with reflective particles that would reflect sunlight away from the Earth, thus slowing down the effects of global warming.
So isn't that just the plot to Snowpiercer?
Yeah, kind of.
Like it's like practically the same thing, right?
I could imagine that Snowpiercer probably got the idea from that but Snowpiercer is kind of like about a really stupid idea that a lot of people would have, where it's like, well, if the Earth's getting warmer, then we should make it colder.
Let's take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Which is literally what people try doing. They're like, well, let's just make the Earth cold instead of hot, and then we'll be good.
And then they're like, everything's a giant like Arctic wasteland.
Yeah,
oh shit, we've gone too far.
Yeah, maybe we made it a little too cold.
Yeah, no, I think you maybe are missing the larger hint here that it's you fucking this up. So just stop intervening, and then maybe it will figure itself out for a second.
Now this brings us to a very important point, which is that the government has been pretty open about trying to control the weather, but they don't call it weather control, but rather weather modification. For example, in India, they used the cloud seeding method as a way to induce rainfall, which is essentially the process of artificially making clouds in the sky so that it'll rain. Another instance of weather control was found in 2008, when the Chinese government fired salt and mineral-filled bullets into the sky as a means to make it rain before the Olympic Games.
Cue the "I make it rain, I make it rain."
Yeah, that was put over the speakers. They have like those speakers everywhere in China and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this is not the first time the idea of firing bullets into the sky was used to control the weather. The idea was first tested in the 40s by two scientists from GE who made it rain using silver iodide bullets.
I just feel like every time you say "who made it rain" and then you gotta like,
I picture them doing a jig as they're shooting the bullets up into the sky.
They're like, "We made it rain."
I really.
We made it rain.
Yeah, just like these nerdy scientists too.
If you could start playing.
I really hope though that, I think of shooting bullets as like they're just putting these weather bullets into guns and shooting them up, and I really hope that nobody in like China or wherever else they did this, I really hope nobody was informed of this, because I would have really liked to see the reactions of everyone when random people just started shooting bullets in the sky.
Well, they patented their invention, which was called cloud seeding, and then the U.S. government used cloud seeding in none other than the Vietnam War.
What?
The U.S. spent $3 million each year of the war specifically for the purpose of weather modification. Their goal was to, I pulled this up.
Yeah, boy.
Science, bitch.
Using it for the Vietnam War.
You want it to rain before the Olympics. Oh yeah, give me a rain. Let's get a wave.
Can I get a what up with them crops, boy? We got fresh crops out in y'all.
Did somebody say harvest yield?
Did somebody say extending the monsoon season so that it'll be nutty and for the enemy?
Maybach music.
DJ Khaled.
So, like I said during that fucking sick music break. So, like I said, the goal was to extend the monsoon season, specifically so that it would be even more rainy for the enemy fighters. This mission was called Operation Popeye.
wait. They want it rainier for the fighters?
Yeah, which I think they also forgot that they were in also the same location, so it'd be rainier for them too.
Yeah, the Vietnamese fighters, that was just their normal.
Holy shit, this is the plot of Forrest Gump where it's like, it rained for 40 fucking, it rained until it didn't no more, or some shit.
But I haven't seen.
But that would make sense why we lost that war then, because we like shot ourselves in the foot being like, all right, if we're more rainy about it, then we might win. And then it's like, no, people just didn't want to fight in the fucking rain.
Yeah, especially if you're in a land you don't know, and the weather sucks shit. Then guess what, Lyndon B?
They really did not know what they were doing in the Vietnam War.
Dude, Lyndon B. Johnson was like, yo, I'm finna kill this Kennedy guy and then take over. Then it'll be fucking cake, right? Nope. Make it rain more.
That's a big nope from me, dog.
But I also, it seems like the weather machine played a pretty big part in the Vietnam War. Where is its commendations and war medals?
Dude, honestly, the thing was called Operation Popeye, so each time the chicken sandwich meme hits a new fucking thing, that's a Medal of Honor of its own.
Yeah, we should start a new trend. You got to take off a piece of your chicken sandwich from Popeyes every time and drop it on the ground for the Popeyes war machine.
Do you know how much fighting would happen? You'd have people. There've been like people would fight for that little piece of chicken.
Dude,
if you get a bunch together, it's like a budget Infinity Gauntlet.
You'd shed new blood while commemorating old shed blood.
Dude, I fucking heard. I heard that if you took a little piece of chicken off of each chicken sandwich from Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, I guess.
I need one more.
You rip a hole in the matrix.
And
Stop and Shop.
Fucking Boston Market.
Yeah, there's Boston Market. Yeah.
I heard that you get explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, you start barking like a chicken. Do chickens even bark?
That's fucking dogs, you idiot.
Yeah, but what do you call it? Are they cuckoo, right? Or like what's the actual word for
squawk?
They fucking moan. They moan in their girl's ear.
I don't know if I like that.
It's definitely not barking.
Honey,
though.
the chicken's moaning. It's time to get up.
Anybody hear that rooster moan?
What sound does a chicken make? A single loud cluck.
Oh, clucking.
Oh, there you go. That's it. Wow, I should have known that.
So, is the government experimenting with weather modification? Yes, and they have been, but nowadays it's primarily used for trying to make it rain in areas affected by drought and to slow down the effects of climate change.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, it is almost confirmed in the sense that like you have so many scientists actively working to stop the climate from changing in the rapid way it is. So yes, yes, the government is partaking in weather control because they're trying to control the weather so that it doesn't kill us in the next 10 years.
They're sitting there and they're like, oh, I guess they're kind of right. Like, we are.
Shit, we are the baddies. Fuck.
Are we the fucking baddies?
Yeah, we are.
When faced with the realization that the government is experimenting with weather control and it's not as nefarious as they thought in terms of modern usage, the chemtrail believers pulled an audible and said that chemtrails were also causing illnesses that were caused after one would see the chemtrails and after they were exposed to high levels of aluminum that the government was spraying into the sky. In a documentary by Michael Murphy called What in the World Are They Spraying?
Which is just like a really shitty sports blooper reel title where it's like, what in the world are they doing out on that field?
He definitely didn't even like he thought of that phrase and he like had the question. He's like, what are they spraying? He's like, this is the start of the documentary. Cameras are rolling. Like I'm convinced that if we were to actually watch that like he probably wouldn't even like. It's like literally from the inception of the idea. He's like, we'll see where this goes.
He had to change the name to What in the World Are They Spraying from the original title called What Are They Spraying? Because What Are They Spraying was blooper reels from a piss porn.
So they're like, nope.
Which he obviously watched.
It's like you got to put in the world because that piss porn clearly took place in a basement.
Yeah, there's nothing international about it.
Yeah, that was an LA
Except
basement.
maybe it's distribution.
Thank you.
He attempted to prove there were high traces of aluminum in the rain because of chemtrails. Murphy tested the aluminum levels of the soil and came back with findings that he thought proved his theory correct. He found that the soil contained 7% aluminum, which is absolutely normal for soil.
Well,
He then tested the rain, and the rain also came back with 7% content of aluminum. And that's also very normal for rain, considering that as rain falls, it picks up dust and other particles.
He definitely looked at the report and was like, 7% still seems pretty high. Like
He
7% is more than 6%.
no, he sat there and went, in school, they told me one thing, that it is made up of 3 things. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, no parts aluminum.
Yeah, what the fuck? This got aluminum, so can I wrap my sandwich in rain?
Those damn science bitches are lying to me.
John's gonna spit out his little beer.
Yeah. Destroy all our new equipment.
Just wrap your sandwich in rain, honey. It will be just fine.
Dude, I put my fucking piece of pizza in rain. Fucking shit's soggy now.
Makes no sense.
Where's the aluminum? They lied.
Dude, tinfoil hat, except it's just a shower.
That's the thing, yeah. People, conspiracy theories don't know that they're protected at all. Like they obviously don't like chemtrails, but maybe it's doing a little good for the other, like radio waves that are melting their brains.
Dude, when it rains and the aluminum's on you, you will live forever because it's fucking Reynolds wrap.
Yeah.
Murphy also believes that since the use of chemtrails, there has also been an increase in the amount of deaths linked to respiratory disease. And in fact, respiratory disease jumped from the 4th biggest cause of death from the 3rd. Now, is this because of chemtrails, or is it because the number of deaths related to strokes went down so the two switched spots?
Probably that.
I have no fucking idea.
It's probably that.
Dude, honestly, I don't do numbers good. I don't fucking know. Oh, Matt just kicked the mic. So everybody say goodbye to Matt. We're putting him down.
Yep, I'm gonna jump out the window right now.
We're burying him in the rabbit hole.
Cute. Yeah.
Hey, play end seams.
21 fart salute for Matt.
Okay, I'll get ready.
Now, to cap this portion of the episode off, what are chemtrails actually? Well, they're trails of warm vapor that condensate once they make contact with the cold air. That's really it.
Yeah. Yep.
So like small clouds.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Probably
much.
not really, but yeah. But,
No, but
they,
yeah.
they look like them. They look nice.
Honestly, like, they look nice, and I want to have someone write chemtrails are real, like with the skywriting.
Mm-hmm.
If you paid somebody that, that's totally. We should put our non-existent marketing budget for this show towards a chemtrails or real chemtrail.
All right, if we ever set up a Patreon, that's the first thing we're fucking funding is a fucking skywriter to write chemtrails are real.
What we'll do is,
Love the government.
We have to have some different tiers, but we're gonna do one of like $50,000 Patreon like level, and it'll be funded by that.
Dude,
Yeah,
hell
we'll
yeah.
draw your face in the sky with chemtrails.
I think that's a pretty good service.
I'd say for $50,000.
I'd agree.
I don't even know if that's the actual price. I'm spitballing it, but I think that's a good starting point.
I agree.
Now let's move on to another weather-related conspiracy. The High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, also known as HAARP, is a research facility located in Gakona, Alaska. And I take very big problem with that thing because it should be HAARP.
Why? Say it again.
High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
It
Oh,
doesn't-
so they just emit frequency?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as dangerous.
Yo,
Like, it doesn't sound as like it sounds less James Bondy like villainy
Yeah.
if you put HAARP in it.
dude, imagine Alex Jones being like, they're controlling our minds using the FARP.
FARP. They got FARP in our brains.
Now, the research facility initially started as a program that was jointly funded by the Air Force, the Navy, the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, otherwise known as DARPA.
See, DARPA and HAARP sound way better together.
I don't
Like
know.
those-
You kind of lost me there with DARPA. It's kind of silly. It's like DARPA.
It sounds like fucking Sims speak. DARPA harpa Muhammad. Looby looby.
Llama winning.
So pretty much just Iggy Azalea.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Oh wow,
Dude,
wow.
Somebody made a video of Iggy
Izzy O'Gale.
Now
Adele
talking-
Dazeem.
No, but somebody made a video of Iggy Azalea where she was performing and she like did like that gibberish, and someone photoshopped one of the Sims diamonds.
Fucking that's pimping.
The internet's savage as always.
Now, HAARP was set up to analyze the ionosphere and explore the potential for developing ionospheric enhancement technology for radio communications as well as surveillance. Now, despite attempts to put conspiracies to rest by the administrators of the facility, theorists still believe that there are aspects of the facility that the government is still hiding. For example, Michael Chosadovsky wrote that, quote, "Recent scientific evidence suggests HAARP is fully operational and has the capabilities of triggering floods, hurricanes, droughts, and earthquakes." Which I love the fact that he's like, all right, we got the science in. And what the science is saying is that the place is there and it works.
And what they're telling you is a lie because it's way worse.
Yeah, it's too big. It work. The fact that it works means that obviously all the things that we think it's responsible for happen because of it.
It works so well, you have no idea it's working.
Therefore, it must be real.
Now, across the country, people share the belief that HAARP is capable of changing the weather. In an interview with Vice News, Sue Mitchell, the public information manager of HAARP, played one of the many voicemails she receives. Now let's take a listen to that little video.
You guys are killing the planet. It's fucking 80 degrees here in Colorado in February. This is bullshit. You guys need to shut that place down, man.
There are people who
I just love the fact that she's like, the weather is different here. Call up Alaska.
It's 80 degrees in February in Colorado. This is bullshit.
So I gotta say that person is the ultimate Karen.
It's 80 degrees. Who do I complain to?
Weather,
Yeah.
let me speak to your manager.
Mom, it's so hot today. Turn on the AC. I'm gonna call the manager. She calls up HAARP, some poor soul.
Listen
who,
here,
like,
government.
How do you even get the number to that facility?
It's public information.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Yeah, but they have to bury it in a couple of like
They
web
get a
pages.
lot. They get a lot of death threats.
Yeah, then why not hide it? I mean, I don't know. I guess we probably shouldn't do that if you're part of the government. But
there's
still.
really no way to stop the death threats because sometimes people take their beliefs to the extreme. In 2016, two Georgia men.
X Factor.
In 2016, two Georgia men were arrested after the Coffee County Sheriff's Department seized a stockpile of guns and ammunition, which Coffee County is right adjacent to Donut Town.
I was going to say, is that coffee like the drink, except spelled different? Or
No, it's COFFE.
Oh, okay. So
Coffee
except
County.
spelled the
Yeah,
same.
the mayor.
It's
mayor's,
coffee, except the same.
the mayor's
Except the same.
The mayor's Mr. Latte.
Hi, I'm Mr. John D. Starbuck, owner of the Starbucks franchise.
I'm from Coffee County in Mocha Latte, Arizona.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking real subsect of Burbank.
We're hot.
Mocha Latte?
Mocha
Yeah.
Latte Boulevard, right next to the IKEA in Burbank.
It's right next to La Jolla, or however you pronounce
La
it.
Jolla.
Oh, okay, whatever.
It's fucking La Jolla. Now, the sheriff's department described it as, quote, something out of a movie, one where a small army was headed to war.
What?
Yeah, that's how much fucking guns they had.
But it's two guys.
Yeah. Yep, they had a lot of guns.
This is America.
This is Georgia.
And
This
is
is not.
Georgia.
This is
This
not
is fucking
abnormal.
this is fucking Coffee County, Georgia, dude. There's no fucking rules.
I'll be damned if this happens in my county.
Strapped to
Coffee
the
county.
Strapped to the teeth.
Dude, they had a fucking huge gallon of strudel cream in their fucking trunk too.
Oh, ready to go with their Coffee County militia.
Oh hell yeah. Now, when asked why they were going to the HAARP facility with a small stockpile of firearms, the two men, Michael Mansell and James Dryden, said that, quote, that God told them to go and blow up the machine that kept the souls so the souls could be released.
Okay, hold on. So let's
fucking unpack that one from Coffee County.
No, there is so much to unpack from here. So
this is the Mandela effect version of what is it? Boondock Saints.
I remember it being this way, that they were a bunch of racists from Georgia trying to go kill a computer.
and shepherds we shall be, for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thine Coffee County militia.
Spiritus Sancti.
Weather Aquitus.
I'm Norman Reedus.
Norman Deacus.
Fucking postman, Norman Reedus.
So they were venturing to Alaska from Georgia?
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking about people.
What were they going to do?
They're going.
They're going to drive through to Alaska?
But they're going the distance. Yeah, they're going to get through Canada. And they thought, well, that was probably what it was. They were probably caught somewhere in Canada with these guns, right? Or where were they caught?
I don't know.
No, they were caught in Coffee County, weren't they?
Let's fucking Google where Coffee County is.
I thought you said Georgia.
They're from Georgia.
Oh.
Oh, Coffee County's in Tennessee though. Okay.
Still though.
So
They
they're from
didn't
Georgia.
get far.
And they got caught in Coffee County.
Yeah.
Why else would Coffee County be commenting on them?
I guess so. But either way, they didn't get fucking far at all. If they were trying to go to Alaska.
That or you got some really savvy journalists who know that Coffee County probably gets some really good SEO.
Like, yo, come on, give us that money. We talking about you guys. Come on.
Yeah, you guys had zero involvement in this story, but coffee's really hot right now on Google.
He got gas in your car in that area, so we'll just say he stopped and was with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give you
people love coffee.
Hi, my name's Officer Jelly Donut, and this is my partner, Scrambled Eggs. It's just a bowl of scrambled eggs.
Sheriff's in Coffee County.
Yeah, not my finest joke.
We're keeping it in.
It's okay.
Keeping
yeah.
it in,
Keeping
boys.
it in.
Be responsible. We hold each other accountable on this show.
If there's one thing we are here at the Rabbit Hole Podcast, it's accountable.
And mediocre.
Now, unlike the chemtrails, mediocrity is holding sway on this episode. Unlike the chemtrails, there's not a whole lot in terms of evidence that HAARP actually modifies the weather, although when activated, the facility's equipment temporarily heats up a very small portion of the ionosphere, but no big changes to the weather are immediately noticeable. In the same Vice news piece, they talked to Nick Begich, author of the book, Angels Don't Play This HAARP!
It's HAARP spelt with the 2 A's.
Oh, you fucking bet your sweet buns it is.
What a
He thought
fucking
of that.
What a dad. He just went full
Well,
dad joke on that book.
It's funny that you should mention his dad, because
What?
Uh-oh.
I would say Begich sounds
now
familiar.
Nick Begich Jr. is this guy, and his father is Nick Begich Sr., and he was a member of the Democratic Party of the U.S. House of Representatives from Alaska.
Oh.
Whoa.
Now, here's where this story gets a little spooky. Spooky. When Begich Sr. was campaigning, well, I think he was seeking re-election or some shit. I don't fucking know. He was campaigning, and he during a plane ride from Alaska, mysteriously his plane went off the radar, and the search for him was the largest search in U.S. history up to that point.
Did they ever find him?
Nope.
Hi, I'm Nick Begich Jr., and my dad was killed by HAARP.
Was
and
killed
this
by
is
the
my
weather.
story.
Yeah.
I think we had a perfect Marvel, Pix 11, whatever it is, or the CW.
It's True TV where they do like Ghost Hunters and shit, or Travel
that'd
Channel.
be really good too. I was thinking about maybe you could make like a superhero
During the
out of
day,
this.
I'm just a plumber.
And at night, I'm Nick Begich, author of a book.
Author of a book about how weather killed my dad.
You must feel really strongly about the Bermuda Triangle then.
Oh baby, don't get me started on that triangle.
So in the Vice News article, which we'll be referring back to in just a moment, I didn't feel necessary to play this clip, but Nick Begich said that the best thing his father ever did for him was disappear.
What an
Ooh,
asshole!
Wow,
what an
dick.
asshole!
Yeah, he was because that sent him down this whole path of like being a conspiracy theorist. And he was like, yeah, if that
Dad
was
dying
crazy.
is what sent him down the rabbit hole.
That means that he's enjoyed everything pertaining to this HAARP conspiracy theory like hole that he's in.
Yeah, he said he made close to a little bit more than $1 million, and the book has been translated into 10 languages.
My
All right, I'm gonna get
God.
my opportunist stamp out and just say
Yep.
this guy is certified.
That's like a sell your soul to the devil thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's bad.
So I think we know what we have to do.
Honestly, though, like what Pete Holmes making jokes about his dad dying in 9/11 isn't much different. It's
let's
just
talk about I think Pete Davidson.
not Pete Holmes. You're right, Pete Davidson. Sorry, Pete Davidson talking about his dad dying in 9/11.
Yeah, but
and
Pete Davidson also does 9/11 benefits too. Like,
Okay,
Yeah, you don't
okay.
see this man doing fucking
Weather
candlelight
benefits.
vigils for the fucking Malaysia flight 488 or whatever.
That's true. Fair enough, Tim.
yeah, he's
Fair enough.
probably going around to like families of the victim being like, I could speak from experience. You have a great opportunity here.
Now listen,
Yeah.
there's something called HAARP. Look into it. That's all I'll say.
Your dad
This
died
guy-
in weather. You got something here, man.
This guy's doing a pyramid. It's gonna be a pyramid. He could create his own pyramid scheme from making people money off of weather disasters.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I have this great opportunity. It seems like a loved one of yours perished in an unexplained weather occurrence. There's 3 simple steps that you need to get started. Say that it's a great thing for you. Create a somehow internationally best-selling book, and just blame everything on the weather.
first step, use your parents' death and the common denominator of natural disaster to your advantage. Step 2, we don't know step 2, but step 3 is profit.
Step 2 just
Now-
happens organically.
Step 2 happens organically.
Unlike the weather.
Unlike the weather.
Which is, see, you're already getting it. You're already on board.
So the when in the Vice News piece, the interviewer is like, so what evidence do you have? So let's take a look into what Nick Begich says is his evidence that HAARP is controlling not only the weather, but people's minds.
That HAARP or any other government agency is actively right now trying to change the way people think.
Yes, I think we do.
You think we do or you know we do?
I know we do. This technology is possible with this instrument, and the only question is, have they done it?
But you don't know that they have.
No, couldn't answer that, never have. Can they? Yes. Would they? Yes. What do I know about government? I know a government, when they have the capability, they'll utilize it, and they have utilized this technology in a lot of other areas.
Begich's skepticism of government.
So he essentially said, do I know they're doing it? No. But do I know they're doing it? Yes.
I'm just going to say the guy interviewing him sounded a lot like Ed Snowden.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh shit.
That's what he's into
Nick
these
Begich
days.
sounds a lot like Ed Snowden. And then the other guy, the old guy, started talking. And I'm like, oh, that must be Nick Begich. And then I was like, then this other guy must be Ed Snowden.
Do you think they're doing it? Yes. How do you know they're doing it?
Yes. Also, yes.
Yeah, also, yes.
Yeah. So there's really no evidence to support this. And I didn't read the book. And now I kind of want to, because I want to see what he talks about.
Yeah, what is he writing about?
Yeah,
for
how do
however
you
long it is?
fill
I have-
200 pages with this shit?
It's just like a book with pictures. It's like
A rain cloud raining on him and somebody with a teardrop.
That's got to be so fun to write, though. This guy had nothing, like no morals, no like standards to hold himself to. He just ranted for 200 pages. I mean, that's like, it's practically a journal.
all right, let's open the laptop. My dad disappeared, and I'm really good at prose. Let's do this shit,
I hit a
baby.
patch of black ice today. Oh man, I am furious.
Here we go, 13 pages on black ice.
Black ice. I'm blacked out, baby. Here we go. So with that, there's no really evidence to support it, but as a means to stomp out the conspiracies and to save themselves from many a death threat, the new ownership of the facility, which is the UAF, the University of Alaska Fairbanks, They frequently host open house tours so that anyone can come in and learn about the facility. And fun fact, Vice was like, hey, Nick Begich, do you want to come with us to the facility? They're hosting an open house. And he was like, no, I'm good. and they were like, why? He was like, what am I going to see there? And they were like, HAARP? And he was like, yeah, but what am I going to see?
I know it's there. What
I know
are you
it's
talking
there.
about?
Yeah, the fuck? They're doing crazy shit there.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, do you want to like see if they're actually lying to you? No, I'm good.
But to that guy, to Begich's defense, the hidden in plain sight thing lends itself much more in that situation where it's like, yeah, of course they're going to take you on a tour of the facility when it's convenient for them to hide all the shit.
Yeah. Either way, he's like gonna come out of it with the same thought that they're still
Yeah,
hiding things.
he's like, I didn't see what was behind that one door. It's like it was a broom closet, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they told you. It's what it said on the door, but that would be real convenient if that was the entrance to the super secret lab.
They had a door that was labeled lactation room. What the fuck does that mean?
If there actually was at a weather facility called the lactation room, that'd be pretty weird.
Well, there's a couple lactation rooms at the campus center I went to college, and then at the office I work at, there's a nursing room right next to the men's room, which is also the gender neutral bathroom. So fucking try going to your job interview trying to do those mental gymnastics about going into the men's room gender neutral bathroom.
I'll leave that one up to you, but I guess I didn't realize that lactation room actually meant breastfeeding.
Yeah, I didn't know that those were a thing.
Yep.
I thought it was a room where you had to like help procure breast milk.
He just stand in black robes going breast milk.
Like there's
So
not
John
like
thinks
machines.
John thinks that human farms are real.
Yeah, that's why this podcast exists, because I do believe that human farms exist, you idiots. You shrills.
Fucking sheeple. So that just about wraps it up for this fun weather-themed episode as the weather gets colder and life goes on.
Yeah, I mean, so started off thinking that this was going to be a batshit insane conspiracy theory because, like, how do you control weather? I'm pretty sure there was, like, a made-for-TV Disney movie about controlling the weather that, like, ended up becoming pretty comical because it showed it's like you have this machine where you can make snow days happen. So as a kid, you're always making snow days happen because you don't want to go to school. But then that means you're in an ice age now.
That's actually what happened in Snowpiercer.
Which is what exactly happened in Snowpiercer. Holy shit. And then that was the boy who went on the train and ate the babies.
Snowpiercer is just a fucking realistic episode of Phineas and Ferb.
But
yeah.
But I will say though, where I do appreciate all the legwork conspiracy theorists did on this is that
all the heavy lifting
is that the government at a certain point was like, yeah, okay, fuck, you guys are right, we are controlling the government, but we're trying to make it not bad, we're trying to slow it down because it's trying to kill us, which I'll believe that, but like, you're not helping your case if, as a government, you're sitting there being like, all right, okay, fine. Like, you kind of got us. We are kind of controlling the weather here a little bit.
And I mean, like, and the heavy lifting they did is equivalent to bringing the groceries in.
Yeah, exactly. But your mother did all the real shopping.
But
you guys are just putting all the oh, look how many bags I can carry in my hands.
I gotta say though, I do like the other version of this conspiracy theory a lot better.
Which is?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
way better.
Yeah, but like that would be great because you'd solve world hunger at the same time. So
yeah, everybody would have food.
There's no silver lining to this that I can see currently, but at least with there you'd have some meatball parmesan coming from the sky.
That's the theory that everyone should be subscribed to.
Fucking lava is just fucking creamy sriracha.
That would be your
That'd
lava.
be tight.
Lava would be better if it was chocolate sauce. What the hell, man?
I'm just trying to stick
creamy
with the
sriracha.
I'm just trying to stick with the
You're gonna
fucking
swim
hot.
in that, you fucking sicko?
Why would you swim in what?
Yeah, I'd swim in fudge. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like
Dude,
it's
then
a
just
giant
put it
hot
in your
fudge?
fucking, then put it in your fucking pool.
It's a giant fondue.
Nah, hot. Okay, you're getting a little closer there with the cheese. But creamy sriracha, no
Like
thanks.
a chocolate fondue, right? Isn't that what they call
Yeah,
it?
chocolate fondue. Yeah, but
cheese too.
I'm not trying to swim in
No one's trying. I didn't say you're trying to fucking swim in it. I
thi-
just
I
said
thi-
it
I
comes
think
from
we
an
should-
MF volcano.
We should put together a proposal to HAARP and tell them that they need to completely re-strategize and that weather control is no longer cool and that they could be solving world hunger with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs as the base.
Dude, we'll pitch it to fucking Bezos too. Be like,
He
yo,
could make it
Bezos.
happen.
Well, he owns Whole Foods now, so he'll just it's easy now. Like
Yeah, but he would suck though. You'd make like kale rain from the sky instead of instead of chicken parm.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Tim, we got to nix your Bezos
All right.
idea.
Well, fucking. Warren Buffett. He eats like 3 Big Macs a day.
There's our man.
Perfect.
We found our man.
All right, Warren. I know you're listening to this podcast.
We'll have our people
all right.
contact your people.
No. See, no, we gotta do a little bit more work here. You gotta go get Elizabeth Holmes because that sick bitch got so many horny old white guys on her side that it was remarkable. She was like, "Yeah, we can put a lab in a box," and they were just like, "How big are your tits?" All right, we're in.
If by box you mean hoochie.
Yeah, so we need some other nefarious types to help us there. So we're working on it. We're working on it. We're gonna get our Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
We will get our Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but for now we'll have to settle with the fucking HAARP.
It'll do. I think
It'll do
it's a
for
work
now.
in progress.
Work in progress.
I'm cool with them trying to slow down global warming because I subscribe to that more.
Agreed.
Like, comment, and subscribe to Global Warming.
Yes.
All right, so with that, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of The Rabbit Hole. John, you got any last words, any parting weather control advice for the listeners?
Just keep looking up and always bring an umbrella.
Matt, how about you?
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. That's good advice. That's
Just
good
go get
advice, man.
Frosties from
It can mean anything. It
Just
can
go
mean,
get-
it can mean stay alert, especially if you believe in those chemtrails.
Oh, for sure.
It could mean stay colder and warm climates. And
stay alert.
There you go. And stay alert in cold climates.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, stay woke, people. Thanks for listening.
Adios.